Hey, welcome to Cheyenne Country. We're at the beautiful honky tonk in Music Valley Village, the Nashville Palace. This is the place where Randy Travis got his start.
Right, exactly.
And talking about starts, here's John Conlee here with me, who is a superstar, of course. But the road was not easy. You had several jobs leading up to that
I have
success.
done a lot of different things to make a living. Farming, of course, we already discussed, and I'm still doing that. We still operate the farm I was raised on in Kentucky. I live on another here in Tennessee. So I'm still on a tractor as often as I can possibly be. From the farm to the funeral profession, of all things, I was a licensed, and am still a licensed mortician in Kentucky, my home state. I don't practice anymore. There's at least one of my band members, when I catch him in his bunk, sometimes I'm tempted to try a little morning, but so
You're
far,
making plans.
so far I've resisted. But I do keep my licenses up. I'm very proud of having done that profession for a while.
And did I hear that you were part of a barbershop quartet?
Barbershop course in my hometown of Versailles, Kentucky, which is a small town. It was even, probably at this time, a town of less than 4,000 people. But we had a barbershop chorus thanks to a gentleman in town who just loved barbershop music. He created and attracted 30 or 40 of us guys to form this chorus. And we did an annual show every year. The chorus sang a number of songs, and we had a lot of the hottest barbershop quartets stop by for that concert on that annual basis. It was a lot of fun to do that.
The striped shirts or jackets and the hats and the bow tie?
Well, we had, I don't think we did the striped shirts. The quartets did, but we had blazers, I guess, and some kind of hat. I don't remember. I was a teenager back, basically, and that's been a while ago, Jennifer. So.
And then you were a DJ too.
Yes, radio is what brought me to Nashville. Had I not gotten a job at WLAC here back in 1971, I would never have moved to Nashville. Music was always my hobby. I'd still be singing around the house, I guess, but I would never have come to Nashville just to pursue a career. But because I found myself here and had some free time eventually, started writing a little bit and pitching those songs around town, and it evolved into an offer to record by one Jim Fogle song of ABC Records, and had our first hit in '78 with Rose-Colored Glasses.
The rest is history, as they say.
Yeah.
Was there a record in particular that you wore out during that period where you were a DJ? Somebody in particular that you loved their music, or a particular song?
Well, most of my disc jockey work was on the MOR, the easy listening side of WLAC. Between that and News Talk, I did some news for, when I first came here, I was hired to do a 3-hour news block every morning, or 4-hour news block. And but my disc jockeying was playing Tony Bennett, Frank Sinatra, a lot of instrumentals, and some chorus stuff. And the other side of the station was rock and roll. And I did a couple of rock shows on a weekend every now and then, but I didn't really take to that much. I never worked at a country station. People find that interesting.
That is interesting.
I never worked at a full-time country station.
And I bet you find it interesting what my favorite song is of yours. Busted. Your version of Busted.
Oh, well, thanks, yeah. And if you listen, here's a little trivia tidbit for that. If you listen to that record, you can detect that I have a cold when I was singing the song. It is, if you know it, you can hear it. And when we recorded it, I indeed did have a cold the day we did it, thinking, well, we'll come back, we'll re-sing it, get rid of that track, but we could never beat the take we had live. So we just left it, and we released it that way.
Oh, I thought it was great.
Well, thanks.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Another song you had out, I'm Only in It for the Love, Kix Brooks co-wrote on that song.
He did. That song was written because the other two writers, Deborah Allen and Rafe Van Hoy, who were a couple at that time, they went out and bought a new piano. And when they came home with the new piano, sitting on their doorstep was Kix Brooks. And now this is before there was a Brooks and Dunn.
Yeah.
When he was still just writing. And so they proceed into the house, unpack the piano, and start noodling around. And the lick for In It for the Love was born, and they ended up writing it that night.
And so tell us, this year you've got some big music coming out.
Yeah, Classics 3 is the next CD. Half of it will be the rest of our hits, some of the later hits we had, but a lot of new music on it. And I'm excited about that. We've found a number of songs that are very different and I'm excited. I won't try to describe them. Describing new songs without being able to hear them is like trying to describe a joke.
Yeah.
It doesn't work. But,
right.
you know, I can't wait for people to hear what we've got.
And we'll be looking for you on the Grand Ole Opry
oh, yeah.
always.
We'll be there all the time.
Love you.
Yeah.
One of the nicest guys in the biz, John Conlee.